Okay, so water. We all know it's important, right? We drink it, we need it. Well, guess what? Your furry little or big best friend needs it just as much. It's like the #1 thing for them, and I mean it. Seriously, it's a really big deal for their well-being. Without enough water, things just don't work right for our pups. Not at all. It's absolutely fundamental to their health and happiness. Think of it as the premium fuel for their adorable, wagging engines. So let's talk all about this amazing, life-giving liquid today. So what is water actually for your dog? Oh, so many things you wouldn't believe. It helps them digest all that yummy food you give them. You know, breaking it all down so they get the nutrients. It keeps their blood flowing smoothly, circulating all around their cute little body. And this is super important, especially when it's warm outside. Water helps them cool down. They pant, and that releases heat, but they need plenty of water for that whole process to work effectively. It's like their own personal internal air conditioning system. Pretty cool, huh? It also helps carry nutrients to every single part of them. A well-hydrated dog is usually a happy dog, and let me tell you, a happy dog means a happy you. It's all connected. Isn't it wonderful? When they have enough water in their system, they generally have more energy to play. They're more playful, more bouncy, more dog-like in all the best ways. You'll often see it in their bright, sparkling eyes and their ever-wagging tails. It contributes to their overall well-being in so many fantastic ways, big and small. It keeps their joints lubricated too, so they can run, jump, and chase squirrels with ease. Think of water as the secret sauce to their daily zoomies and happy dances. Now you might be sitting there wondering, okay, Ellen, I totally get it, water is super important. But how much water is water? And that, my friends, is a fantastic and very smart question, because it's not always a one-size-fits-all answer, you know? It can vary a bit, but don't you worry your little head about it, because we're going to figure this out together step by step. It's so crucial to get this right for your little buddy's health and their long, happy life. So stick with me, because knowing this stuff makes you an even more amazing dog parent. And that's what we all want to be, right? Absolutely, 100%. All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty, the real details. How much water should your dog actually be drinking each day? There's a general rule of thumb that a lot of vets and dog experts use, and it's pretty easy to remember, which I love. Most dogs need about 1 ounce of water per pound of their body weight each and every day. So, if your dog weighs, let's say 20 pounds, they'd need about 20 ounces of water. Simple, right? It's a really good starting point for keeping your furry friend perfectly hydrated, happy, and healthy. We love simple solutions, don't we? Let's break that down with a little example to make it super clear. Imagine you have a tiny little Chihuahua, or maybe a super cute Yorkie, and they weigh about 7 pounds. That's a small bundle of joy, a little pocket rocket. Following our handy rule, that little pup would need around 7 ounces of water spread throughout the entire day. Now that's a little less than a standard measuring cup, just to give you a visual idea. It might not seem like a whole lot of water to us big humans, but for their tiny little bodies, it's just the right amount to keep everything inside running as smoothly as can be. Every single drop counts for these little guys. Now what if you have a bigger dog, like a wonderfully bouncy Labrador Retriever, or perhaps a majestic, fluffy Golden Retriever? Let's say your fantastic canine companion weighs a solid 60 pounds. Using that same useful guideline, 1 ounce of water per pound of body weight, they would need approximately 60 ounces of water per day. Wow, that's almost half a gallon of water. So you can easily see how the amount of water they need really scales up quite a bit with their overall size. Bigger dogs naturally need more fuel, and water is a huge, essential part of that fuel. It's incredibly important to make sure their bigger water bowl is always topped up with fresh water. But here's the thing, and it's super duper important to remember. That 1 ounce per pound rule, it's a fantastic guideline, it really, really is. It gives you a great starting place. But it's not absolutely set in stone, you know? It's more like a helpful suggestion, a friendly pointer. The most important thing, above all else, is to always have fresh, clean water available for your dog at all times. Let them drink whenever they feel thirsty. Dogs are usually pretty good at knowing what their bodies need, especially when it comes to hydration. So keep that bowl full and clean and let them decide with your watchful and loving eye, of course. We trust our dogs mostly. We talked about weight as a key factor, but the overall size of your dog itself is a big influencer too. A giant, lovable Great Dane is obviously going to need a whole lot more water on a daily basis than a tiny, adorable Pomeranian. It just makes perfect sense, right? Their bodies are significantly bigger, so all their internal systems, their organs, and their cells simply require more water to function optimally and keep them healthy. Think about their bigger organs, more blood volume, everything just needs more of that good H2O to keep ticking along perfectly. So while the per-pound rule is a very good guide, always consider their overall frame and build. Bigger dog usually means a bigger water bowl and more frequent refills. Now let's chat a little bit about what your dog eats every day, because their diet plays a surprisingly important part in their hydration too. If your dog primarily munches on dry kibble, they're definitely going to need to drink more water from their bowl. That dry food, well, as the name suggests, it's dry. It doesn't have much moisture content on its own, sometimes very little at all. So they need to make up for that lack of moisture by drinking more plain water. On the other hand, if your dog enjoys wet food or canned food, that type of food already has a good amount of water mixed into it. So, you might notice them drinking a little less from their bowl, and that's perfectly normal. Think about how active your dog is on a typical day. Are they a super energetic pup who absolutely loves to run, jump, and play fetch for hours on end? Or are they perhaps more of a professional napper, a true champion of the comfy couch potato lifestyle? An active dog, one that's always on the go, is going to lose more water through increased panting and just general physical exertion. So, naturally, they'll need to drink more water to rehydrate and replenish what they've lost. It's just like us humans after a good sweaty workout session. A less active dog might not need quite as much, but they still need plenty to stay healthy. And please, please don't forget about the weather. Oh boy, the weather makes a huge, huge difference in how much water your dog needs. On those hot, sunny summer days, your dog will pant a lot more to try and stay cool, and that means they're losing precious water much faster than usual. So they'll definitely need to drink way more water than they would on a cooler day. Even on cold days, believe it or not, if the air is very dry, like with indoor heating in the winter, they can still get dehydrated more easily. So always be mindful of the temperature and humidity levels, both when you're indoors and when you venture out. So, how can we make absolutely sure our furry pals are getting enough of that good old H2O to drink? It's actually easier than you might think, I promise. First things first, a golden rule: always have fresh, clean water available for them. This is non-negotiable. Try to change the water at least once a day, or even more often if it gets a bit slobbery or has little bits of food floating in it. Nobody likes to drink stale, yucky water, not even our dogs. And make sure the bowl itself is kept clean too. A slimy bowl is a definite no-go. Maybe even have more than one water station in your house, especially if you live in a big place or have multiple pets. Want some more clever tricks up your sleeve to encourage drinking? I thought so, you smart cookie. If your dog isn't naturally a big drinker, you can try adding a little bit of water directly to their dry food. This is a sneaky way to boost their overall fluid intake without them even realizing it. Smart and effective. Some dogs also absolutely love ice cubes as a fun, crunchy, and cooling treat, especially when it's warm outside or after a play session. You can also get those cool pet water fountains. The continuously moving water can be much more appealing to some dogs and might encourage them to drink more often. Plus, they look pretty fancy in your kitchen. Now, it's also incredibly important for every dog owner to know the common signs of dehydration, just in case. If your dog seems unusually tired, sluggish, or lethargic, that could be a significant warning sign. Take a moment to check their gums. They should be nice and moist, and a healthy pink color, not dry or sticky to the touch. Another thing you can easily check is their skin elasticity. Gently lift a small bit of skin on their back or between their shoulder blades. If it snaps back into place quickly, that's a good sign of hydration. If it goes back down slowly or stays tented, they might be dehydrated. Staying properly hydrated is just so fundamentally crucial for your dog's overall health and happiness. It helps all their vital organs function correctly. It keeps their energy levels up for all those fun activities, and it just makes them feel good all around, from their nose to their tail. Dehydration, on the other hand, can lead to serious health problems if it's not addressed quickly and properly, and we certainly don't want that for our beloved best friends. If you're ever really worried that your dog isn't drinking enough water, or if you see any of those signs of dehydration we talked about, please don't hesitate to call your vet right away. They are the experts, after all.